Eagles. Eagles.
Welcome in to the halftime show. Marc, Farzetta, Bill, Colarulo, Kayla, Santiago joining you. John McMullen will be joining us momentarily from Lincoln Financial Field. But the Eagles on this Christmas day, Christmas evening, whatever you want to call it, are leading 20-3 at halftime against the New York Giants. And I think if I told anybody they're leading 20-3 at halftime, I think Kayla and Bill, I think we're all feeling pretty damn good. So we're going to say a lot of nice things. We're going to say a lot of good things. But I just got to say first and foremost one bad thing. What the hell? Why did Jalen Hurts get out of bounds on that play, Bill? We've been talking so much about situational football. What was that? Why did it's obvious? Did he not know how many timeouts were left? What the hell was going on?
He immediately jumped up and patted his chest. Hey, that's on me. That's on me. But I don't know what he was thinking. Eagles catch a huge break with a penalty to the Giants. But listen, we said it on the pregame show. This Giants team stinks, Farzy. They have no firepower on offense. Tommy DeVito, I said it on the pregame, great story for North Jersey, won them a couple of games, but the offense hasn't done anything under DeVito in 5 games. They're only averaging 17 points. They've only put up more than 300 yards once, and you're seeing it in this game. They can't do anything, and I'm happy the score is 20-3, but it's hard to get too excited with how bad this Giants team is.
Yes, Kayla, I know we had a little internet connection there issue, but I do want to get your thoughts on that first half. 20-3 Eagles leading. What has jumped out to you in that first half?
Britton Covey jumped out to me right away on the first Eagles drive of the game. I love to see it. I saw your tweet out there for Setch Winter. He loves Britton Covey, and I love to see them starting out like that. Now, I like how the Eagles are playing. It gets me super excited to see them like this, but I can't forget, as Bill mentioned, they're playing the Giants. So I can't get super excited, but at the same time right now for the Philadelphia Eagles, to me, this is a game they need to win to prove that, okay, they can still play some football and their season's not a doom and gloom anymore. But right now for Philadelphia, they're playing well. I like the offense. I like the play calling a lot better, and I like the fact that they're running the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm certainly with you there. And yeah, a win is something I always disagree with because we judge the hell out of wins just as we do losses. And with that, let's bring in our friend from Lincoln Financial Field, co-host of Birds 365 here on the JAKIB Media Sports Channel, John McMullen. John, I asked Bill about this. I talked about it with Kayla as well, but just any idea on what Jalen Hurts was thinking there at the end of the first half by not getting out of bounds?
Yeah, he wasn't thinking. Obviously, he made a mistake, didn't understand the situation, immediately pointed to himself, and obviously, bad decision. Kind of bailed out a little bit by the Giants for trying to delay the game. Probably didn't have to, and the clock probably would have ran out, and it would have been worse. So, it's like bad on one team, bad on the other. But, boy, I wish this was Giants 365 because – can we just put an end to the Tommy DeVito nonsense? This is unjust to Saquon Barkley and Kayvon Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence. They have some good players, believe it or not. You wouldn't know it. They can't do anything offensively because the quarterback shouldn't be out there. Bottom line.
Well, in his defense, he's trying to do this with like a belly full of 7 fishes, and I couldn't imagine having to go out and play football today after actually probably what ended up being 12 fishes, John. So I'll give him that.
Yeah, and John, I want to try to keep it positive. The score is 20-3, but one of the things that I'm finding surprising is they only have 1 sack on Tommy DeVito. I know he's trying to get rid of the ball quickly, but are you surprised that they haven't been able to get to him more? I know they're putting some pressure on him, but they've only got 1 sack in this football game.
Boy, Bill, congratulations. That is a Philadelphia complaint.
I'm trying, man. I got to find something.
They gave up 101 yards. I mean, they made Matt Patricia's defense look like the 85 Bears. They're obviously getting it out there with bubble screens, throwing it immediately. I mean, yeah, they should have had him a couple times, but so what? I mean, I called it a get-right game in the pregame show. That's exactly what this is. We're going to talk about it. But, what does it mean? That's how bad the other side is. I'm not sure what it means. The Eagles have been able to throw out a bunch of different things. Nolan Smith playing a little Mike linebacker. They threw out this sort of small dime package where James Bradbury, Bradley Roby are inside. Eli Ricks, Kayla Ringo are outside. They have the 3 safety look, so they've tried some different things. Maybe they can get right for the postseason. This is a glorified scrimmage, and they have Tyrod Taylor on the sideline. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're Sam Hain this thing. Maybe they want to lose.
And John, right now they come into this game defensively a little bit banged up, but this is a chance for Philadelphia to maybe offensively get things going. They have a ton of talent on that roster, but game after game we haven't seen it. What do you want to see out of them at the second half? Maybe better decision making from Jalen Hurts, because it wasn't a great way to end the second half.
Yeah, it wasn't. You never want to make mistakes like that, because if it's a close game, it might mean something. It'll get quickly forgotten. But Jalen will be the first to admit he made a mistake there. I like the fact that they got Britton Covey involved on the bubble screen, get his short area quickness. You see that? I think you got 7-yard gain there, but that's a positive play. All of a sudden, we've seen the negativity of those throughout the season. So they've gotten a little bit better. Devontae Smith having a tremendous half, goes over 1,000 yards for the second consecutive season. He's dominating. I think if you look at his touchdown, Olamide Zaccheaus' block on that touchdown was something to watch. So him getting, sort of doing the dirty work down the field. So there were some positive things offensively, and the Giants on that side of the ball are certainly representative. So I think it means a little bit more Eagles offense against Giants defense and vice versa.
No question about it. One thing that I will say that has been pleasantly surprising about this game is Shaq Leonard has stepped up on a couple of occasions here and filled a gap pretty well as far as being the linebacker, Mike linebacker in this. Ben Von Sumeren has come in there and made a tackle on Saquon Barkley, and then we all know what to expect from a guy like Hassan Reddick. He comes up, big hits in the backfield, and also getting a huge stop on one of the 4th and 1 situations there with Saquon Barkley. What are you making of the linebacker play so far in this game?
Yeah, I mean, Shaq, a lot of juice. He's getting the crowd fired up. It's interesting. Reed Blankenship seems to be the one wearing the green dot, so he's not leaving the field. So he's the one calling the defensive plays. Leonard's coming in and out. As I mentioned, Nolan Smith got some work at middle linebacker. Did not expect to see that. And you mentioned that Hassan Reddick play. Look, everybody in the building knew Saquon Barkley was getting it, but still, that's impressive to be able to blast through. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about this linebacker group. If there was a team on the other side that could threaten them, but you have to give Shaq Leonard specifically a lot of credit. Does look to have some juice for the first time since the Eagles acquired him.
Yeah, and those D tackles in front of him are doing a nice job taking on the blockers, allowing those linebackers to get there. Let's talk about the offense for a second. One of the things we talked about on the pregame was they haven't been getting that yards after catch, that yak, as much as we want to see. They got it in the first half, especially on that play to Devontae Smith. What are they doing differently on offense to make some room for these guys to catch the ball in open space?
Well, I think part of it is, the Giants bring so much pressure. So their back secondaries generally, there's not a lot of people back there. So if you dust somebody like Devontae Smith did, you got some room to run. Whereas if you're playing a predominant zone team, it's a lot more difficult. So part of it is just Wink Martindale trying to, as he usually does, bring the house, blitzing from the buses. And the Eagles have taken advantage of it at times, but certainly Devontae came in with that knee injury. So to see him so explosive is a really, really positive development from the Eagles offensively. And then Jalen Hurts, we blame him for that. That was a bad. By the way, you got to blame Jalen Carter for that offside penalty on the punt, because that was just him not hustling to get off the field. So he deserves to be in that category of guys making mistakes. And Nick Sirianni was really getting on him. But Grant Calcaterra on that play where it was a bad snap, Jalen Hurts kind of saved it and found Grant Calcaterra. Some good things offensively. But like I said, I think it's the Giants defense is more representative, so I think you look more at the offensive things than the defensive things from this game.
John, appreciate you, man. Co-host of Birds 365, and maybe one day, I don't know, Giants 365. I don't know. There's a lot of talk about what that Giants team is doing as well. John, thanks, brother.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. John McMullen will be joining us, of course, on the post-game show as well, following Eagles and Giants. All right, guys, assuming that the Eagles keep control of this game, and other than seeing maybe Marcus Mariota finishing out the game simply because the Eagles are in a comfortable lead here, what else do you want to see? Kayla, I'll start with you in this second half from the Philadelphia Eagles.
If they're in the red zone, they need to score at this point. I think Jake Elliott is a great player, a great kicker, and he's going to get those field goals when you need them. But at the same time, I don't want to see them anymore. As much as I do like seeing him getting it through the upright, I want to see the Eagles score more touchdowns more comfortably. I like to see them run the ball a little bit more to kind of continue to get that rotation of running backs in there. I like what they did in the first half, but I just want them to dominate this second half right now. There's no reason at all that the Eagles should be up by a lot more at this point, to be honest, with how bad this Giants team is and their offense right now. So I think for Philadelphia, I just want to see them score more touchdowns, because as you get into the last points of the season, as you get into the playoffs, it's too much of coming up empty in the red zone, and you just can't do that against the Giants out of all teams.
Bill, what are you looking for?
Definitely want to see them dominate. This Giants team absolutely stinks, but I definitely want to see Jalen Hurts not being your lead rusher. He has 6 carries. DeAndre Swift only has 5. There is no need for a bad Giants team to be seeing Jalen Hurts run that much in this football game. I don't want to see Jalen Hurts run again in the second half. Let's lean on our running backs. Let's get Boston Scott involved, Kenny Gainwell, DeAndre Swift, and let's all go home, celebrate Christmas with a big win.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Like I said, I want to see Marcus Mariota have to finish this game simply because the Eagles are in even more of a comfortable lead than 17 points going up against this Giants team. Continued domination, absolutely. And yes, we all know who the Eagles are playing. We know that the Giants are not a good football team, but go ahead and do what you're supposed to do against a team that is not a good football team. Blow them out, dominate. Let's have a laugher, and let's all have some fun, kick back, relax a little bit on the post-game program as well. For Kayla, Santiago, Bill Colarulo, and John McMullen right here on the JAKIB Media Sports Channel. Thanks for watching the halftime show. We'll be back with you guys with post-game. Until then, continue. Go Birds.
Go to get your game on. Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the stakes and the stakes. Go to get your parlay on. Go to get your party on. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean. Visit theoceanac.com to plan your visit.
Eat chicken wings, buy Hooters things. Christmas is near, shop, have a beer. Christmas shopping shouldn't be hard. Give your friends a Hooters gift card.
This year, stuff their stockings and yours too with a one-size-fits-all gift card. Buy a $25 Hooters gift card and receive a $5 Santa's bonus card. Make it Hooters for the holidays.
Eat chicken wings, buy Hooters things. Christmas is near, gift cards are here. Good at Hooters everywhere now. Hooters gifts are always favored.
Staffing is not easy, but that's what we do every day, all day. The key to our success is storytelling, asking the right questions to find the right people. I'm Gary Kane, president of Kane Partners. We want to be your staffing partner.
Some say courage is something you're born with. Others say courage is something you find. In every generation throughout history, courage has been celebrated, sought after, needed. It holds the potential for a life of impact. But what if courage isn't just something you hope for or stumble upon? What if courage is something that can be shaped? At a place that inspires you, where leaders invest in you, your community believes in you, and your life becomes something bigger than it could ever be alone.
EAGLES, Eagles.